But I think that as we continue to see economic growth, as we continue to see the economy heal from last year, that the American people are going to want to approach this problem in a serious, realistic way. We owe it for the next generation. And my hope is that we're going to end up getting a bipartisan solution to this thing that is realistic. And one concern that I have, obviously, is the politics of deficits and debt. When I announced that I was in favor of this fiscal commission, at the time I had a number of Republicans who were co-sponsors of the legislation who suddenly reversed themselves because I suppose I supported it. And fortunately, what I've seen so far, all the reports from the Fiscal Commission is that people are serious about this. Both Republicans and Democrats on the Commission are taking their task seriously. I think it's going to be a good report, but it's still going to require some tough choices, and we're committed to pursuing those tough choices after we get that report.
Thank you. You asked about the role of BP. I mean, the role of BP and any lobbying they might have done is an issue for BP and an issue that they should explain themselves. I mean, the decision to release Megrahi, though, was a decision made by the Scottish Government, and I haven't seen anything to suggest that the Scottish Government were in any way swayed by BP. They were swayed by their considerations about the need to release him on compassionate grounds that I think were completely wrong. I don't think it's right to show compassion to a mass murderer like that. I think it was wrong. But it's a matter for BP to answer what activities they undertook, but the Scottish Government made its decision and has explained its decision on many occasions, and I'm sure will explain it again. I'm very keen that we are clear here that BP should rightly be blamed for what has happened in the Gulf and have real responsibilities to cap the well, to clean up the spill, to pay compensation, all of which they are getting on with, including putting aside the £20 billion in the escrow account. I think $20 billion, sorry. I think they've made good progress on that, and further progress needs to be made. I think it's important to separate that from the decision to release al-Megrahi, which, as I say, was a decision made by the Scottish Government, and as so far has been shown in investigations by the Scottish Parliament, was a decision which I wholly disagree with, but nonetheless was taken in an appropriate way. I think we have a question from Tom Bradby.
Mr. President, Tom Bradby, ITV News. Quite a lot of people in the UK feel that your determination as a country to continue to push for the extradition of computer hacker and Asperger's sufferer Gary McKinnon is disproportionate and somewhat harsh. Do you think it is time now to consider some leniency in this case? And Prime Minister, you've expressed very strong views on this matter, suggesting that Mr. McKinnon shouldn't be extradited. Your Deputy Prime Minister has expressed even stronger views. Did you discuss that with the President today? And if not, would now be a good moment to share your views with us once again?
Shall I go?
Please, go ahead.
It is something that we discussed in our meeting. I mean, clearly there's a discussion going on between the British and the Americans about this, and I don't want to prejudice those discussions. We completely understand that Gary McKinnon stands accused of a very important and significant crime in terms of hacking into vital databases, and nobody denies that that is an important crime that has to be considered. But I have had conversations with the US ambassador, as well as raising it today with the President about this issue, and I hope a way through can be found.
Well, one of the things that David and I discussed was the increasing challenge that we're going to face as a consequence of the Internet and the need for us to cooperate extensively on issues of cybersecurity. We had a brief discussion about the fact that although there may still be efforts to send in spies and try to obtain state secrets through traditional Cold War methods, the truth of the matter is these days where we're going to see enormous amounts of vulnerability when it comes to information is going to be through these kind of breaches in our information systems. So we take this very seriously, and I know that the British government does as well. Beyond that, one of the traditions we have is the President doesn't get involved in decisions around prosecutions, extradition matters. So what I expect is that my team will follow the law, but they will also coordinate closely with what we've just stated is an ally that is unparalleled in terms of our cooperative relationship. And I trust that this will get resolved in a way that underscores the seriousness of the issue, but also underscores the fact that we work together and we can find an appropriate solution. All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much.